I'm 26 years old today. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. 26 is a number that makes me... Is it okay number? Mainly because it's, well, for starters, it's even, so it kind of feels nice in that sense, but the fact that it's also divisible by 13, which is a prime number, that makes me feel kind of weird, makes me... Yeah, I feel a bit odd about 26. It's like one of those, looks nice on the surface, but something's prickly inside. That aside, as per my usual thing I do on every birthday, I like to take a weird mathematical factoid, usually from Wikipedia. So the interesting one this time around is that 26 is the only integer that is 1 greater than a square, and is 1 less than a cube, which is probably something I can easily verify for the next bunch of squares and cube with a little coding, but yeah, that's interesting enough for me. So since my birthday is conveniently located near the end of the year, I thought I'd just do this video as instead of a very generic Facebook post, just to sort of just think about what's been happening for me throughout this year, and just do, pretty much a 2005 in review in terms of my own personal life and other facets of my own life. So 2015 was kind of an interesting year, mainly because it was the first year that I've sort of just spent outside, like basically not studying at some kind of institution or other. And so at first, it just felt a little unstable, felt a little lost, because it was like, I spent the past 7 years studying at university, and I was just like, I'm completely done with it. I'm done with 12 semester weeks, not 12 semester weeks, 12 weeks semesters, cramming a whole bunch of content in which, like, for me, especially when it comes to mathematics, for me, I just needed a little more time to really process and fully understand it. And most of the things was really... The one major thing about mathematics I found is that only after the semester, when I come back to think on it and I come back to reflect on things, then did I really fully understand the content that I was basically trying to cram. And it's been fairly interesting. So for the most part, I've had an abundance of like free time in which I basically put towards doing job hunting, doing actual work as well, because I'm still basically employed as a sessional tutor at the university at the university I study at, and I also managed to pick up a freelance job doing sort of like it's basically like a production assistant role, where I was just basically helping out some of the editors with their mathematics content. This is for a publishing company which mostly publishes high school textbooks, and so I was basically employed within their mathematics department as a production assistant, and I was basically reporting to about 3 different people, and the chances are there will probably be more. But apart from that, things sort of, I feel, didn't really look up for me until sort of towards the end of the year, where I just sort of realized, okay, I've got this bunch of free time. I should probably do something with it. I should probably try and just push forward with my interest, my hobby, so that it gives me something to do, and at the same time, sort of just pick up and learn things that will sort of make me more employable as a person. Just better skills. So I was basically doing stuff on Coursera. I was teaching myself R, and at the moment I'm teaching myself JavaScript through FreeCodeCamp, and since at the moment I'm only really interested in front end development, so I've sort of just picked up most of the basic JavaScript skills, and then from there I've sort of just branched out into some of my own projects, which is sort of just building mathematics applications, which hopefully I get to display in which hopefully I'll aim to complete my first project in early January. But apart from that, it's I think it was mostly the job hunting that really I sort of struggled with a fair amount, because it was sort of like I first struggled with the thought that job hunting and doing the whole resume, cover letter writing, formatting, and knowing what to put down, and doing my LinkedIn profile and all that, it just all felt like a means to an end, because it just felt, and it was also sort of developing skills in areas that I was not particularly interested in, and as a result, it's sort of way contributes to sort of the soul-sucking nature of job hunting, which a lot of people suffer from, and for the most part, I can actually emphasize with that. But now that I've sort of been through it for a while, I'm kind of just very zen mode about it. It's sort of like, okay, so there's this job, I'm gonna do the best I can. If there are jobs I'm excited about, I'll obviously putting in the effort, and if there are other jobs that maybe I'm not excited about, well, I'll still try. But it's, I mean, ultimately, I know that I'm still sort of putting in quality applications because I'm still essentially getting interviews. So I know that basically I'm improving and that I'm doing something right at least. In terms of volunteering, I mentioned before that I was spending a whole bunch of time volunteering, and that was just mostly with Oaktree. And within Oaktree, I've met some really lovely people, and um, I think what is really amazing is that it's given me a chance to sort of just see what it's like, or just to see people who are passionate, people who work hard for something that for me feels very abstract, something for me that feels very arbitrary, and I think subconsciously that sort of just inspired me to sort of work towards my own thing, and cause in all honesty, I thought, okay, well, my first thoughts was to just go into Oaktree and just hope that maybe that the people there could instill something in me that and maybe I could try and care about something, because I have a general problem with like sort of being very indifferent to a lot of things in life. So, and while volunteering at Oaktree hasn't really helped ease that, it's sort of like how do I say? It's sort of like the things that Oaktree cares about, I still don't feel anything, but I think the people that I've interacted with have motivated me in some way or other, and as a result, it sort of made me rethink about what I actually do care about, and to focus on those things that I do care about. And ultimately, even though I don't have any major passion or internal motivation, the least I can do is still do something. So I've still sort of continued contributing my efforts towards Oaktree, and part of it is also sort of just, it's like at the moment I was just basically working on their website, which is on a platform which is a major pain in the ass to work with, but nevertheless, I think I've actually managed to do something, and for me, which is basically a solid effort that I'm pretty much happy with. With regards to my depression, look, I still don't know if it's depression or not. I just know that I'm having like these shitty feelings. I know sometimes that I'm having shitty moments, and maybe it's just all environment focus sort of thing. But I mean, the fact remains that I do have a family history of depression, and that I am having these experiences which can be related to depression. But that's it. I started on antidepressants like halfway through this year, and I'm still on antidepressants, and I just recently saw a psychologist last week just to hopefully just eke out, maybe iron out a few other things, because basically the psychologist I went to a couple of years ago was let's just say the sessions could have gone better, because I was like not very upfront with what I was expecting, my expectations, and as a result, some of the sessions just sort of just petered out, and I was just sort of left feeling a bit unsatisfied with the interaction between me and that psychologist. Of course, then actually blame her, and most people would say that if one psychologist doesn't work, just look for another one. And it took a long time for me to really try and just get the courage to actually go and see another psychologist. So but I've gotten the ball rolling, and I've got my next appointment in January. So fingers crossed that there will be something good happening. But for the most part, it's mostly under control. I'm not having any particularly bad episodes, and but there are still I guess putting it in a nice way, personality and communication differences between me and my family, which I'm hoping to sort of be able to sort of straighten out with them, and with my psychologist as a mediator. For this YouTube channel in particular, it's some of you will know that I've told them that I've been enjoying making videos, and for those of you who do know, that I posted this video on the YouTube channel that I'm basically working on, and for those who don't know, well, used to you, more news to you, and so at the moment I'm mostly focusing on Let's Plays, and basically doing just episodes of games that I enjoy playing, and I've sort of just settled into a nice routine of, or nice schedule of just one video a day, which is, for me, is very manageable. And since I do very minimal editing on my videos, it's more like I could just sit down and if I want to chill for a bit and play a game, but also record a let's play, I could just hit record, I could just talk, I could just be me, or I could just do whatever I want and put the video up and, you know, pretty much leave it there for other people to enjoy or other people to watch. I know it's not very, I know like at the moment my YouTube channel is not all that large, but I do know it's something that I enjoy doing, and it's sort of giving me an excuse to really just if I'm taking a break from coding or working and pretty much anything else that is just stressful, it's just nice to sit back, play a game, and record my experience, and for I guess some of my some of the other games that require a bit more thinking. You know, I one of the things I enjoy doing is just sort of just channeling my thoughts out through my mouth, through my speech, which is kind of like what I'm doing right now. And so it's something that I initially, one of the reasons I started doing videos in the first place was that I really wanted to be able to sort of just speak and to keep talking and to just be able to properly channel my thoughts into a more coherent manner, and just to be able to keep talking continuously, because like back then it was very normal for me to pause like 5 seconds, maybe look up the ceiling for 5 minutes and just to really put all my thoughts in order. Or maybe it's because I'm going through libraries of information in my head, and I've sort of just realized that doesn't actually matter. It's more, sometimes you just want to be more approachable, more sociable, and you don't want to be stuck on what you're saying. So it's over time I've sort of just continued to better myself in that, and I like to think that all that I guess not so conscious practicing has really paid off, because it's like I know how it works in my head. I know what it feels like in my head. It's basically, it feels like a mental giant pipeline from my brain to my mouth. And it's like blah. Anyway, so basically plans for the following year, I don't really have much. It's more like I only have one single central goal, and that is to be a better person for every day, to be a better person in some way, some other than I was yesterday. So it's like maybe today I'm gonna do a bit of work, and I know I get to exercise sort of just I get to exercise these writing maths questions or doing a bit of programming, where I just get to exercise my programming chops. And with the YouTube channel, I still plan on sticking to releasing one video a day. May not always be a let's play video. I do plan to eventually include vlogs and of course more videos of my playing the cello. Yeah, it's pretty much it's as long as I know I'm continuously improving in some way or some other, I'm pretty content, and it's more like, as long as I do that, then I know I'm actually going somewhere, and that eventually some of these skills or other will eventually allow, hopefully lead to my securing full-time work, or into something greater that will sort of just enable me to have a greater degree of freedom and financial independence. Because I know it's kind of boring, but I guess my ideal at the moment is to have a life where I've got the time to do what I want, which is probably like never, because I want to do like a million things, but also to have enough financial independence to sort of do what I want, basically. So so I could just pretty much boil it down to continuous improvement to reach this ideal state of life that I aim to be. And as long as I know that I'm working towards it, then for the most part I can be fairly happy with what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and everything else. So yeah, that's my birthday vlog. Thank you for watching, and I probably should have rounded off the usual way, because for those of you who don't regularly watch my other videos, I usually round it off with, and I'll see you on the next video. But since I'm obviously posting this to Facebook and probably on more personal media, more personal social media thing where other people may not be interested in some of the other videos I make. So, but either way, thank you for watching, and yeah, if I know I'm probably not the most social person, but I'm probably, but chances are I'm probably thinking about you. Well, hopefully all of you, but I don't know. I'll leave it at that.